We're live.
Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday, your wellness live series that goes down each and every Thursday. Y'all, it's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Joe Bonnie, host of the Empire Place, Empire Lives podcast with my girl,
Shireen. And the host of Voices and Vibes and the owner of Perspective Studio Productions. And today we decided to switch it up primarily because we had a recording in the Sade room. So we decided to stay in the Sade room. And what you see here is our new wall, which you cannot even actually see. But we have like a shelf and we have some blue paint and we have some blue chairs. And today the client requested to be in front of a desk. So we took advantage of being in front of the desk in the Sade room. And we're ready for Herbal Tea Thursday.
Let's go. Let's go. What you sipping on?
I am sipping on water and chlorophyll and some coffee. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
What you got?
Nettle tea in my
Nice.
Empire Place, Empire Lives podcast mug.
Cheers.
Very hot.
Excuse me. Cheers.
Cheers to wellness. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all sipping on.
For real.
What you sipping on? What you sipping on? What you sipping on? What you sipping on? When you ready to check us in?
Not at all, girl. Not at all. And funny enough, my daughter was in here yesterday and she was just sifting through the cards, doing her own little check-in while she was chilling in here. And so they are kind of in a disarray. So I will get those together. But if you want to go ahead and get right into our wellness win, then I'll be able to check us in with the cards once I get us sorted.
I'll shoot checking in saying they are sipping on water until they make a smoothie. What's in the smoothie? What's gonna be in the smoothie? Oh shoot! Don't leave us out here curious and not know what's in the smoothie. We've had some smoothie conversations on this live before, so let's know what's in your smoothie. Wellness win. Wellness win. Wellness win. I want to say a good wellness win is me and Spencer really getting back in the groove of our walks in the morning. I think he really enjoys it. I enjoy it. And I think when I posted it the other day, sometime this week, because it's Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome Awareness Month. Shout out to my PCOS posse. I posted a picture about it, about our walk. And someone was like, oh, I missed you and Spencer's walks. And so that made me feel good to know that other people enjoy seeing me and Spencer get in our moving and grooving, especially those in my endometriosis conquerors community, my adenomyosis thrivers, my fibroid fighters, and my PCOS posse. That feels good to know that they see me moving and grooving, having a rhythm to this lifestyle. And it feels good to know that they like to see that, be a part of it, support the journey. And so that made me feel good. So I would say that's a wellness win that I posted it. Me and Spencer are in a groove with it now for the last couple of weeks. So it feels good to kind of really be into this thing. So I'm excited about that. That'll be my wellness win, maintaining that morning rhythm. What about you?
You know what? Funny enough, I started this week, one of the days, with a smoothie.
Ooh,
girl!
Shooting y'all smoothies on.
I had my pineapple and coconut milk and chia seed. I think it also had some water in it, and then it also had like a pineapple and mango juice to it. But yeah, I actually still have some in the fridge because I meant to drink some this morning or yesterday, one of those days. The days are going by so fast. I cannot even believe it's Thursday. Oh, because we had Labor Day this week. Oh, that's why it's going by so fast. Yeah. Yeah, girl. So I got my smoothie in. So I will take advantage of that smoothie. I think either later on tonight or tomorrow morning. So yeah, I would say that that is my wellness win as well.
I like that. You know what? Something that I saw, and I don't know if it's because we were going to have this conversation today, but you and All Shoot talking about a smoothie this evening. I saw this guy I subscribe to on YouTube. I think his name is Brandon Ahmad, and he really does a lot of stuff with like juicing and herbs and stuff like that. And I saw him make a nighttime drink to help with relaxation, to help with better sleep, or improve sleep quality. And it was like an herb that you steep for like 15 minutes and mixing that with a juice. I think he blended up, he juiced like some raspberries and something else. And he had the tea, then he added the juice to it and he sipped on that juice. And I was like, ooh, I've never thought about a evening juice combination. I'm more of a juice person than smoothie person, but to be able to know, and I think he said drink it like just like a couple of hours prior to going to sleep to help, like, you know, make sure it gets in your system to help relax. But I saw that and I even like texted to myself to come back to it. But I was just like, okay, with the juice vibe at night that I saw probably either this morning or yesterday morning before me and Spencer got out there in our walk. And then you and All Shoot talking about a smoothie this evening. So I like it. Because I usually be scared to drink juice at night because I don't want to be up in the bathroom. Oh. Yeah, but smoothies, I don't think you have that problem. But juice, depending on what you're juicing, you know, some fruits, vegetables, they could be diuretics. They ready to flush you on out and get you moving. And if you're drinking too much towards the end of the night, you want to be waking up to go to the bathroom. But yeah.
Well, girl, I would probably just more be concerned about having that juice. And then if I have to be somewhere first thing in the morning and it took till the morning to hit the system, and just as you get where you're going or on your en route, you're like, I need a bathroom. Like nobody wants to be running. But you know, it felt good to just kind of get the chia seeds and everything. I feel like, did I have two? I don't know. I just know that I've been making stuff.
Gotcha. That's stuff. Good. That's all right. What's the card? What's the check-in?
All right.
And y'all
all right.
let us know in the comments too. What are y'all's wellness wins? We want to celebrate your wellness win as well. So make sure you drop yours in the comments. And don't forget what you're sipping on.
Excuse me. I'm tired. Okay. So I was shuffling because I kept getting things that we've seen before. So I wanted to give us something new. So you ready? Imagine you receive 1 more hour a day. How would you spend it?
Sleep. Oh, sorry.
Imagine you receive 1 more hour a day. How would you spend it? Are you typing or am I typing?
Oh, I didn't know if you already had it out there.
No, I didn't type this one. I'll type the close, but you could do this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Imagine you receive 1 more hour a day. How would you spend it? Drop it in the comments. I'm yawning, but I don't know if I would sleep.
I would definitely sleep. My body needs the rest. The body does so much when you're resting and you're sleeping. I would just really enjoy it. I would really enjoy just an extra hour of sleep. Like the goal is trying to make sure I get 7 hours of sleep. Like if I'm getting 7, maybe 8, like 9 would be absolutely amazing. Good quality sleep, deep REM, relax. Like I would take an extra hour of sleep just so my body can do the things that it needs to do while I'm asleep, while I'm resting. Just because I just know how valuable sleep is to brain health, to the vibrancy of your day, to the function of the body. I would take that 1 hour and chalk it up to sleep, man. Not that I'm tired. Like I just believe that's some good quality. I take that hour for sleep. What y'all got? Let us know in the comments, Shireen, what you got?
I think I clearly could use the sleep. I forgot about hitting all these things over here. Where's my cursor? I'm tired. I clearly could use the sleep, but let's put that one up there. Imagine you receive 1 more hour. Yeah, I probably sleep because you know what? I've been trying to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. sleep. And actually, and then you know what? When I need a nap, I will take a nap, and so I can get back up and do more work. So sleep, or just an unapologetic day of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Rest
would
and
I would
relaxation.
I think I would bank the hour until I had 24, and then I'd turn everything off so nobody could reach me.
I
I'd
don't
be
think
gone.
this is
Don't
a
look for
part
me.
of the card, but whatever
I'm gonna change
rules.
it all to what I need it to be.
Yes, that
Look
extra
at
sleep will
Crystal
help you
saying,
tremendously. Thank
yeah,
you, Crystal, with the
yeah.
K.
Oh, look at that. Oh, shoot said more sleep for me.
So,
Everyone's
guys,
on that
is this
sleep.
what you're really saying, or is that because y'all heard the first answer was sleep and it sounded
Now
too
they
good to
tired.
rest?
Everybody wants some
I'm just
rest.
kidding. They need it. We all deserve
Yes,
it. We
yes,
all deserve it, man. We all deserve
absolutely.
it.
Look, all Spencer's waiting. All Spencer wants some sleep. Spencer, like, I could use some end the live. I hear you, Spencer. We're gonna wrap it up in a minute.
Right, that part.
We will, we will, we will. And I missed all of these up here. Shoot, was sipping on some water. We're just out here smoothing it up.
We
All
are.
righty.
We are. So, y'all, if you haven't already, please do us a favor. All we ask is that you subscribe to our YouTube channels. Subscribe to our
Mhm.
YouTube channels if you're feeling the vibes and the value. Like, we want subscribers that are really tuned in, want to go along on the journey, want to support us in the things that we do. Don't just hit subscribe, just hit subscribe if you're going to pass by every piece of content that we have, because it doesn't help us with our analytics. But if you are truly vibrating with us when it comes to our values, our vibes, our conversation, our experiences, and you're just here to support us along on the journey, hit subscribe, like this video, comment, let us know that you actually came through so we know that you exist. And we just greatly appreciate that. And if you have other social media platforms that are your absolute favorite, hit the show notes and make sure you connect with us on your favorite one. We greatly appreciate it. All right, Shireen.
Yeah, Ashu said that they're not going off of anyone else's answer. They need to sleep. And I said,
Right,
for real.
Ashu.
All right, let's
Did,
get
did
into
Shireen Simon say what?
Huh? Oh, me
What did Shireen
actually.
Simon say?
Shireen Simon. She said we could all use that sleep for real, for real.
Gotcha. Okay, Shireen Simon, thank you for coming.
She's up in there. She's up in there. All right, let's do this. We are talking about reevaluating your systems. Your system. I think it's a good time to talk about it, Giovanni, because we're in the last quarter. How the heck are we in the last stretch of the
I
year?
feel like you do a great job reminding us what quarter it is. When
case
it's
you
our
didn't
halfway of the
know,
month. We're rolling
we
into
are in
the
the
second quarter. We're
last.
done with Q1. I feel like you just told us we were about done with Q1.
I gotta
We're
keep us
half
on
the
our
year's
roadmap.
almost over.
I gotta
Now
keep us on
we
our
are
roadmap.
almost going into Q4. What are we gonna do for the end?
Listen, get your quarters together. Listen, I have a history and a past life in product, and we live by a roadmap. And I'm out here building roadmaps with my clients. So we need to know what we're doing, when we're doing, so we know.
And what time it is.
So we know our targets, baby. We know what we want. We want what we want in the upcomings. So wait, we're in September, October, November, December. We're in a good time to plan out Q4 and
Great time. We
reevaluate.
got nothing but weeks, and Q4 is upon us.
Listen, we are in the first week of September and reevaluating our systems so we can make the most out of the next, like the last 4 months of the year, which is crazy to say, right? So, where do you want to start, girl?
Okay, you already know what time it is. I didn't even realize.
I know what time it is. Doesn't mean I know what time it is. Okay, so
let us know. Let's talk about it. Systems.
Yeah.
Why are systems even important, and what systems should we really be looking at? All of them, some of them. Where are we at with this thing as we approach Q4?
I think that this is a good time to look at everything you did for the beginning of the year. That's how you start by reevaluating, is kind of looking at what have you done so far, what's worked, what has not worked, what are all the things that you said you wanted to do but didn't do, and what were the things that you wrote down that you said you want to do to end off the year, to like kick off the last part of the year, right? And not overanalyze anything. Like if something worked, run the play, right? Run the play again. You can make some new changes in the new year. If if you want to optimize something, like this is probably the time to go heavy. And September is the best time actually, because I like to tell my clients that you want to go as heavy as you possibly can before November, because Black Friday, Cyber Monday is where it's at. So you want to get in everyone's face so they know you, like you, and trust you so that by November time, you can run whatever little deal you want to do, if you're doing a deal of some sorts, right? Because that's when people are ready to spend in the holiday time. But this is the time to get them to know, like, and trust you and put out your stuff. I know that I have a handful of things that need to go out that we've been working on. I have talked about multiple times just feeling I wasn't in my greatest moments throughout the past couple of months. So now is the time that if you didn't get to take advantage of things, to really put them in, run the play, do not overthink them, because it didn't work right away. Because it does take about, before it used to be like 7 hits before they actually convert, right? So you're looking for lead magnets. Like look at the next 2 months as lead magnet efforts. If they don't know you, like you, and trust you as yet, this is the time. And if you want to put out something there, I say streamline. I'm so about streamlining any system. If you can automate it, if you want to drop a newsletter, that way you own the audience. I just want to put out a bunch of videos. So I've been doing recordings and I've been trying some new systems to make my process a little easier. Now I need to actually just go and review them and get that content out. But I don't know. I think keep it simple. We need to put that back on the top of in the front of our brain, right? And don't get caught on sell, but identify the opportunity. You know what? I've been speaking to a lot of people that I've met at networking events. And we've been talking about the importance of knowing how to network. And when you go to network, it's not about getting that sale from a person at a networking event. It's about making a connection, right? So you go in there as a new business owner with the intention of, who can I give my business card to, in whatever format you give it to. But really, you're thinking about how to make that sale. But really, what you should be doing is like, let me get to know this person. So treat it as like a virtual coffee, or like just meet up with them so you can get to know them. And then you never know what that will organically turn into. It could turn into a referral. It could turn into a warm lead. It could turn into a business partner. It could turn into a great business relationship. So you have someone that you can bounce ideas off of and just literally build community. But do that, because then people will get to know you and you will be organically building relationships. Because I was doing that, I have brought people into the studio and we have had strategy sessions. We have had like just get to know you, and they have turned into strategy sessions, and those will turn into warm leads. And if they're not ready to buy, it could turn into a warm lead down the road, right? Or it could just turn into like a relationship. And so more times out of none, mine have turned into opportunities, or I've identified an opportunity for them. And because in that organic conversation, I identified something that they could use, they saw the value in maintaining the relationship, right? Um, and so did I. And so did I. And also, it kind of gave me validation for something that I know, but I've been struggling to communicate and market. And I've been told numerous times, stop telling people you got a podcast studio because you do a lot more than having a podcast studio, right? And it's actually something I've been thinking about from like last year. So I'm marrying my corporate life with my business life, and it's becoming so much more. And it's just from developing community. So then I'm building out the systems around it to streamline my processes. Yeah.
Gotcha. That was a
Your
lot.
turn.
For that insight. And I like that you say you're more than a podcast studio. For me, I think something that I used to struggle with, or I used to feel some kind of way when people say it, is that I'm more than food. You know what I mean? When people see me, sometimes they automatically think juicing, they automatically think plant-based, they also automatically think like how she likes to eat, her way of eating as a way of her healing endometriosis, adenomyosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids. It's a vehicle. Yeah, it's a tool. And I'm more than food. You know what I mean? I'm a life coach. I have, you know, health administration degree, health promotions degree. Like I certifications, functional nutrition, like it's so many different things, experience and education wise that I have. I'm more than just food, and how I help people adopt healthier habits, lifestyle changes, a more anti-inflammatory approach to living to reduce pain, to reduce the bloating, the fatigue. Like it's a holistic approach that encompasses mindset, mindful eating, and movement. And for me, it's like, how do I make sure I have systems in place, messaging in place that articulates that it's about your lifestyle and it's about a rhythm to your lifestyle that you adopt over time, not trying to overhaul everything all at once. Maybe it's the food someone may want to change, and that's what's gravitating them towards me with the juicing or with more plant-based foods. Or maybe it's someone who sees me and Spencer moving and grooving and walking, and they say, oh, she's losing the weight. She's looking good. She has great, vibrant energy. You know, maybe I need to get out there and just get the step. And it's simple as walking. She's not in the gym, you know, doing all these different things. Maybe it's someone's tuned into the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's very empowering. I love how she speaks. I love that, you know, she speaks life. It's positive. It's uplifting. She's letting me know it's not my fault. You know, she's giving me options. She's telling me pain isn't normal and I deserve to live a better life. I should get out of survival mode. And so when I see the different systems myself, it's as if I could see the holistic approach that I'm doing and I'm showcasing, I'm putting out there. But then when I ask somebody about like, well, what do you think I do? Well, you help people eat better, or you help people eat better, live longer. And it's like, it's so much more to that. Like I'm helping people shift behaviors and be aware of what it is that might be causing them more harm than it is help that they didn't even know. You know what I mean? And so it's really about this journey of self-love. So I love that you have people that are reminding you that it's more than just a podcast studio. And me knowing that I'm more than just food. And when people just see that, it's like, well, you got to meet the audience where they are. Okay. But some of the audience might think they already eat pretty well and that there's not other things that I could potentially help them with when there is, you know? And so I really resonated with that moment.
Can I ask you a question? Have you been on TikTok, and have you heard about there's a trend happening right now that just started that you could totally jump on. The lock-in something, like basically they're saying to like lock in from like this Monday that just passed, right, to the end of the year. And you could do like different lock-ins themes. Basically they're like having people like lock in, this is how you get the healthiest you could possibly get for the end of the year. Look it up and then spin it your way. For anyone who's thinking about just food, maybe just lock in on movement. Let's lock in on movement, and ride that train, but also build followers on TikTok because it's trending. I don't know if it's trending on IG as yet, but you could totally run that and then run it on one of your verticals as opposed to all your verticals, and then highlight that it's more than just food, right?
Agreed. It is definitely an option. I haven't been on pretty much any social media platform. I've just really been in a place of trying to identify what
Yep.
my systems need to be and what the strategy needs to be intentional on really streamlining my approaches and what all that I'm doing. So I haven't been on anything. I think I just signed into TikTok or got into TikTok. If it wasn't today, yesterday, once
Right.
I got a new phone. So like I haven't even been
Oh
on the
yeah.
app, let
Oh
alone
yeah.
to
I
even
forgot.
know about the trend itself. And I that's something else I'm not great with. I'm not one to jump on trends. Like and that's so easy for people to get in front of the audiences because that's what the algorithm is pushing. And the algorithm doesn't just say, "Oh, she has good vibes and value and she's very uplifting. Let me
Yep.
push her content." Like that definitely isn't how the algorithm works. So I think strategically that definitely is a good tip. I like that you said Q4 is upon us and to really review what you have done so far and what you did and what you didn't do. And I love the tip of also making sure that you don't overthink it or beat yourself up about what you
You
wanted to do
didn't do.
done yet. Because that does nothing with your motivation to still be creative and embrace the time that is still left or the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And everything happens for a reason. So you might have been developing partnerships or developing skills or shifting your mindset to be able to actually implement the things that you wanted to do earlier, but you weren't ready for those things just quite yet. And so I really appreciated that moment to recognize that. And I do want to go back to it because I definitely had goals for the whole year and had everything broken down and haven't even revisited some of those goals. Things kind of shifted. And I think something I don't feel like I hear enough people talk about is knowing that their entrepreneurship is a journey. Podcasting is a journey. And sometimes what you think you're doing or you're preparing to do or you want to do actually shifts over time and the vision evolves. Who you become evolves. And then you start to think about things you may want to do more of that you never even thought of versus when
Yeah.
started. And so I think that time of reflection about the year is ideal before we get into Q4 to know how you want to end the year. But the optimization definitely something to consider when you are looking at systems. Once you know exactly what it is that you have, I like that you tell your clients to go heavy because once November comes, it's go time for the holiday season. And if they don't already know you, don't even know what you've been doing, you haven't really gotten in front of them, they haven't really experienced you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, it's going to be harder to get the sales. It's going to be harder to have those experiences convert the
Mhm.
way you want to. And I think that's very important
Mhm.
um, because you said it, know, like, and trust you. And something that you talked about too was the newsletter, and owning your community. And that's a big thing too. I think I might have mentioned it the last episode when I was talking about the My Podcast story, being on that podcast in Nigeria, and really him talking about having a newsletter and owning your audience. When you're able to pull people from a platform and they are still engaging with you, your content, your message, your vibe, your experiences, I think that's powerful. And I
Mhm.
can't wait to see what that looks like for me to truly own my audience and pull people who want to definitely be all about the four vibrations, vibe, and community, and really are tapped in to want to see what the newsletter is saying, want to tap into live streams, want to tap into virtual events, want to tap into in-person events. Like I'm excited to see what that looks like. And so that makes me excited to own a community or own a space off of the platform because I don't necessarily have to be on the platforms. Like I don't have to, like I
There's
don't feel
other
like,
ways.
oh, I
There's
want to be on
other ways to
TikTok. Oh, I want
engage
to
with
be on
them.
Instagram. There is, and I love that more so than feeling like I got to be on social media all the time. To
Mhm.
get it, like that can be draining too, because at some point it's an overwhelming consumption of information, or it starts to become a distraction and you're just doom scrolling and now you're just being entertained and now you're just, I don't want to say wasting time, but you're allowing this to take up time that you could
I
be
think you
doing.
said it well when you said distraction, because
It
if you
can be. It
if
can
it,
definitely be.
depends on your intention when you're on it. Unless you need that distraction at the moment, it's a distraction.
It can definitely be. So I really like they talked about the newsletter, and I don't know, is this a good time for people to even attempt a newsletter prior
Of
to
course.
start nurturing that? What does that
Of
look
course.
like if you had a newsletter? What's the newsletter versus starting a blog? Is there a difference, or is it the same? How do you coordinate that? And so that to me gives me ideas, or it starts turning my wheels of what could be possible. But what, based on what I already have, a consistent podcast that drops weekly, live stream of juice prep, like what can I do that could create a newsletter or a blog or some form of experience to start bringing the audience in. It's just something that I started thinking about when you talked about it. But I love that you talked about identifying the opportunity. And sometimes we don't own the moments, and our thought process and mind isn't open to owning opportunities, especially if we don't deem ourselves qualified or ready for the opportunities when they present themselves. And sometimes you're never really ready. Like I think
You just gotta
I
do.
think back, I mean, it's September now. And so I think 2 years ago is when I launched my podcast. It was in September. I was like, I got to get it out during PCOS Awareness Month. I can't keep holding. And I know my accountability sisters were just like, I don't know how many you trying to have, but
And
just
now
go
you
ahead
have
and
more than
release.
all of us combined.
Just get out there and release. Just go and release the episode. And that opportunity has definitely been something that I've absolutely enjoyed, learning and growing, and now seeing it go overflow. When it comes to even having guests wanting to be on the podcast now, and just constantly being booked up and scheduled just by people wanting to share their expertise or their experiences and where they are with it, and think that my audience is special and valuable enough to want to share it. And so I feel like the opportunities are definitely there, because I never even thought about being a podcast host or having a podcast itself at all. And so seeing that, it's like, okay, is there experience around that as well? But when you hit it, when you talked about knowing how to network, and sometimes it's hard, networking and wanting to just run up and talk to people and make those connections with people you don't know. But I love that it was more of a connection-based conversation when you're connecting at networking events versus I'm trying to get clients. I'm trying to figure out who I can sell. I'm trying to figure out who I can.
You know what? I can't say that I can own that. I can say that other people. No, I can't, because I started a new business, and when I got in there, I was like, I need to get people up in my studio. So I had my card ready. Actually, no, I had my phone ready, and so I'm like, what's going on? You know what? You should come to the studio. Oh, you know what? Let's just get in the calendar right now. What you doing tomorrow? And so, but then as they, first of all, they thought that was brilliant. But as they came in and the conversation really kicked off, it was consistent from other people about the community. And I had to thank them for because that is the connection that's going to make it last, right? You could be getting referrals on and on and on just because you made a great connection.
I like it. Making connections.
Yeah.
That was really dope. So that really hit, and it's important. My mom is at a networking event now, and it's just so important to make connections. And it's something I've been also reiterating to my students this week, is, the skill sets and how you can use this in the real world, whether it's in college or trade school or military or even in the workplace, even when you want to have your own business. And I even, was asking them, what are ways that you need to collaborate? And they were like, oh, you might need investors for your business. You might need investors. You might need people's audiences. You might need to promote, market. There's different ways that you can get yourself in front of their audience or people that may need your product or service. You still have to collaborate, even if you're a one-woman show or a one-man show in that business and you don't want to hire anybody else. You still need others, and why collaboration is so important when it comes to skill sets and being able to navigate that. And so just talking about it here, talking about it in my classroom, and then, you know, my mom going out to the networking event, and then me being at certain networking events. It's just like, what do I say? How do I get the conversation started? And it doesn't always come easy or natural for some people just to get out there and talk. But I think the more opportunities you get out there and you talk to people and you tell them about yourself and what you have going on, it gets easier when you're able to make those connections, and it feels better. Especially when people find value in what it is that you do.
And you know, one of the things that somebody said to me is, and when you network, I don't want to hear your XYZ statement. One person said, and they're part of a bigger business organization, and they said, like, and they host, right? And they're like, oh, I just cringe just talk to me normal. Just talk to me normal. And I said, what, you don't want to hear my XYZ? I do this because this, and they're like, please, just talk to me normal, like a real person. So that kind of just
we can get caught up on that, right?
What's that?
I said, and we can get caught up on that, right?
Well, yeah, but also just humanizing it, because we can get caught on that and then like caught on the fact that we're not saying it right, that we don't know how to say it, we don't have it ready,
not connecting to your audience, and no one's responding to you saying it,
stumbling all over it. Just talk. Yeah, just be
more so talk, more so tell short stories to make those connections, to get people to very visualize and connect with you in regards
if you get that far.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long.
No,
that could be one sentence could be a story.
Yeah, or even if you want to know about them, as opposed to, yeah, you're going to get them to know about you. But if you really want to connect, sometimes a lot of people just like to talk about themselves. So when you go to find out about them and be genuine about wanting to know who they are and what they do, because that's what's going to make the connection. Because if you hear something, have your listening skills on, have your ears open and ready, get to know who they are, because you don't have to wait for them to make the connection to you. You can make the connection to them based off of what they say, right? So instead of being the one to speak first and tell them all about you, now listen to them, hear what they're saying. You can even probe them and bring them down the path that you want them. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, you know what? Let me tell you about, I do like bring them in there naturally, learn about them, and be genuine about wanting to know about them.
Exactly. So let's I like it. I think this went really good. Shireen, based on systems, high level, what would you really just tell people to consider right now? It's September. We're about to go in Q4. What's the big takeaway that you want to get in regards to systems?
Do it all. There's no such thing as it's too late to start. Like if you want to start a newsletter and you don't have the audience, start telling people now. Hey, I'm starting a new newsletter. You don't need all this surveying. Just tell them that you started it and give them where they can sign up, right? If you're doing a webinar, then get out there and get your reps in and just let them know, come see and who cares if one person joins, just like bring them in and get it out there. I did a webinar earlier this year. I did it once. I made plans to do it every month. I did it once, but you know what? I'm going to work on a couple of things, to be honest. I'm going to be working on my LinkedIn. I've been following Casey Brown and diving into her content.
She's got a lot of good stuff on there.
I've been diving into her content on LinkedIn. She sent me some stuff. I watched one of her videos and just wrote notes like crazy, I think on Friday night. And then I just jumped into her newsletter, and she has a challenge, and I'm getting her daily emails. She actually has she says 60-day, but it's actually a 90-day thing. So I'm just going to do the things that I wanted to do. I'm not going to think about it. We're updating our pricing. I've been humming and hawing on the pricing for months. Today, I was out with a client at a meeting and we took the train to go down to the city, and I have not been downtown in forever. I haven't been on the train in years, but while I was on that train, I sent my business partner, here's the new prices, get it on the site. So she's going to have them up tomorrow on her site. I got to have them up on my site as well. You know what I mean? If you want to do a newsletter and you have a podcast, take the transcript take the text from your podcast and put it up in a chat and get that out there. Last night, I sent out a link to 2 people, some personal stuff. Okay, you talked about distraction. Here's the number one takeaway. Do not let any distractions get in your way over the next 4 months. And I am very emotionally driven. Things like impact me emotionally. And then it makes me want to be under the covers, or I cannot function, or I have functional freeze. All the things. I had an idea on Monday morning, an original idea. I started sending out the invites right away. Take action. Take action. I had to apply to a grant this week. I had time in my calendar last week set in my schedule so that I could apply to the grant. I remembered at 9 p.m. last night that the grant was closing at 11:59 p.m. I sent it out to 2 people. Did you apply? We all 3 of us got into that grant and wrote that shit last night and submitted it on time. Just take action. That is the takeaway. No overthinking, and do not. Some shit happened yesterday and it distracted me. And I said, I will not allow this to mentally get in the way of what I need to do. And I said, oh, I bit my tongue. I'm allowed to feel the emotion, sit in it for a minute, and then get the on out of it and get moving. And that's exactly how I ended up submitting the grant last night. Action. You want to do it? I'm going to do it tomorrow. Go and do it. Just go and do it. Just go and do it. And you know what? I have our word, and I'm just going to say the word without reading it. Change. Make the change. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't read it yet because we're not done. I'm just saying change. I saw it and I said, I don't even need to shuffle anymore. 4 months, just do some shit that you want to do so that in 2 weeks, we can say how much shit you did. Next week, I'm going to ask, how much shit did you do? How much shit did you do? I forgot that I had an idea on Monday, and I reached out to 2 Black women and said, I have this idea. What you feel? You in? I sat here with my daughter and her boyfriend yesterday, and I said, this is the idea, and this is what I'm thinking to call it. This is what Chad is giving me some ideas. We came up with the name, the concept. The more I thought about it, the more I'm feeding into it. Just change something. I have changed the way I wake up in the morning. I am spending more time meditating. I am listening to the positive things that I need to listen to. I went for a walk this week. I made a smoothie this week. I got up this morning at like 5 something. I cooked my breakfast, my lunch, and dinner. Lunch and dinner was the same thing. I'm ready to get on out of here so I can go eat. Change. My energy feels different. And I have been in a rut. Last week, I wrote a list of all the podcast episodes I want to have and the professionals I want to bring. Just change right now. Don't think about it. Just write your shit down and get up tomorrow and make one change every single day. That is the takeaway from me.
All right, yeah. So I did it. So reevaluating your systems, change whatever is happening in your systems that force you to execute.
Yeah.
That's what I got down. All right.
Yeah.
So change
Yeah.
anything in your systems as you do your reevaluation and you start thinking about how you want to close out the year, that force you to execute, take action, and not just dream big. All right, so that is what I have. And Shireen already mentioned it. She said, if you got a webinar, make sure you promote it and put it out there. Y'all, I got a webinar and it's out there for you. Like, lock
Get in
in.
that webinar, people.
Me, I am talking about the 5 costly mistakes keeping you stuck in pelvic pain and fatigue. The link is in my show notes for the training. So definitely join. If you want to upgrade your nutrition, I have a plant-based alternative guide there, functional nutritional benefits, recipes. So go ahead, dive into the show notes and see all the good vibes and value to help support you with your wellness vibes in the event that that is a system that you're reevaluating is your lifestyle. Start thinking about ways you want to change and be guided and supported with that change.
Here's the closeout. Change. Life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself.
Let's go.
Life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself. Right? Giovanni put in there change. Oh, I think we missed this one. I think I put it a little earlier. The shift is necessary in every business. Time brings shifts, and it's okay. And look, Ashut said yes to the webinar. Get into that. And I'm saying change has no remote. Get up and change it yourself. Yep.
That's good. Thank you. Well, I'm all out of tea.
Yeah, I finished my coffee and I'm about to chug the rest of my water.
Y'all have an amazing rest of your week. We'll see you next week for Herbal Tea Thursday. Checking in on the Wellness Live series, y'all. Thanks for vibing with us, y'all.
Get ready. I'm going to ask you next week, what shit did you do? So you better have that list, even if it's one thing. All right. Have a wonderful evening, folks.
Later, y'all.